trying to beat the sun up. Grinding hard for mine to see a meal before my sun's up. All I'm saying is I'm trying to get my funds up. Gotta stay strapped, case these niggas.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining in on another episode of Run It Back CT. I'm Eric Lewan, where we highlight the area's greats from yesteryear, but more recently we've been focusing on the stars of today. In this episode, we like to highlight a young lady that's been putting in work at Holy Cross, just capped off a tremendous 4-year high school career. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Shaniah Howard. Yes, Shaniah.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining in. Thanks for, first of all, I'd like to applaud you for the impeccable career that you had at Holy Cross.
Thank you.
It's to be in sports today and dedicated that's a job in itself. So I like to, take my hat off to you for that.
Thanks.
All right. Well, Shaniah, so everybody want to know. Let's just start. Who is Shaniah? Tell us a little bit about Shaniah Howard.
Well, I'm a senior at Holy Cross High School. I live in Naugatuck with my mom and dad. I have a dog, an older sister, Kayla. She attends Dominican University. It's in New York.
Okay.
So, yeah, for fun, I think I like to just hang with my friends, go outside, spend time with my family and friends.
Nice. Well, hey, I'm sure you come from a tremendous background. And again, I thank you for, the work that you put in and that you're blessing us with your presence today. All right, so now, what inspired you? What got you involved in sports?
I would say I was pretty athletic from a young age.
Okay.
I started playing soccer, but that didn't last long. And then
No?
I would say I started playing Little Pal at 7. So
Okay.
I've been playing for some time now.
So Pal meaning Pal basketball?
Yeah,
Okay.
Little Pal basketball.
Oh, okay, at 7.
Yes.
So you started pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tell you like this, soccer's not bad for the endurance.
Nah.
There's some people in the audience that we try to get into playing soccer, but they don't like that. Yeah, you see? So Pal got you started. Now, when would you say that you started to realizing that basketball was like your thing, and it wasn't just something that you was doing just to pass time?
I would probably say around 6th grade when I actually met Margaret, my coach.
Okay.
She would work out with me a lot and build up my conditioning. So I feel like once I started doing that every week or so, it started getting pretty serious.
Okay. So 6th grade, you turned it up a notch.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, around that time, what would you say was your strong suit then?
Definitely my quickness.
Okay.
I was very, lengthy, still am today. So
Okay.
defense, I was getting a lot of steals, as I still do.
Yes,
And yeah.
yes. Okay. So those are attributes that you was able to build upon over the years.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So now, what did you play middle school ball?
Yeah, I played for my middle school. I went to City Hill.
Okay.
We did pretty good. I think we won our little league championship
Okay,
there. So
okay.
yeah, it was fun.
So you played all 6th, 7th, 8th, or
7th, 8th.
7th, 8th?
And then I played for the travel team with the rec, Margaret, 6th grade.
6th grade. Oh, okay. So that probably, once you got connected with Margaret, that probably was ongoing. Okay. All right. Nice. And, Margaret will, show you a lot of those intangibles that you need that can carry you through, you know what I mean? That you don't think, we never stop learning, especially with sports, You never stop learning, and you never stop getting better or working on the little things, because the little things is what really enhance us. A lot of players have the fancy dribble and all that, but you really want to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what inspired Holy Cross?
So my sister went there. She's 3 years older than me, so obviously she was able to tell me the experience she had there, and it sounded like she had a really good experience. So I wanted to go there too, obviously get a good education, and then being a part of a great basketball team. So
Now, your sister played ball too?
yes.
Okay, now, come on now. I know there's some sibling rivalry in there a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. think I'm the better one, but
Uh-oh, okay.
it's all right.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
But how was like those little battles with your sister? Did that help increase your game or your confidence?
I would say, yeah, because she's always there giving me pointers,
Okay.
advice for anything. So I was able to look up to her.
Nice, nice. Now, when you decided to go to Holy Cross, were there any expectations that you had beforehand, like as you were entering?
Not really. Well, obviously I knew I was going to be challenged academically and athletically.
Okay.
But I was up for the challenge,
You was
I
up
would
for the
say.
challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now as you go in, now your freshman year, is it everything what you expected, or did you get any reality checks?
At times, I would get yelled at, but I was never scared because from a young age, I was always yelled at by one of my coaches.
Okay.
So I was ready for it.
Looks
but
like one of your
I
coaches
was-
in the room.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as like nerves, I don't think I was too bad with that because it's
Okay.
basketball. I
Yeah.
like the sport, so I
Yes.
was ready.
Now, were you going into like a winning culture
Yeah,
to say? Okay.
I would say so. Yeah.
So a lot of times when good players are going into a winning culture, there's adjustments that you may have to make with your game, or a lot of times, well, sometimes you can kind of like mesh with the culture that's already there. Where would you say that you fit in between that mix?
My defense.
Your defense. So your defense is able to
We're-
kind of like slide right into that. Okay.
Yeah. I was always like the first one off the bench, and I feel like I lost my train of thought. I would always be on the best player,
Okay.
so my
Oh, even
defense
starting
spoke a
out
lot.
early, like your freshman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So,
So those skills that you learned from Margaret, 6th grade, really came to light
Carried, yeah.
come high school. Okay. Now, obviously you're not a starter at this point.
oh yeah.
6th grade?
Oh,
I mean,
no,
8th
no,
grade?
no.
I mean, I'm sorry, 9th
Well-
grade you're starting?
No,
Okay.
sophomore through senior year.
Okay. So now your focus is defense early on. When do you turn it in to be more of an offensive-minded player?
I feel like that transfers off my defense because when I'm up on a person, I get a lot of steals, so blocks,
Defense make
bunch
easy
of transition.
offense.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now, did that help to? Because a lot of times when you get the steal, that's an easy layup.
Yeah.
Now, does that help with you build your confidence or help you even get into a rhythm as the game
I
is
think
going?
so.
Okay.
Especially when I'm nervous for big games, getting a few steals like right off the bat. I feel like that's
Got
just
Now, it's funny you say big games. So now that's kind of like my segue into what was some of the biggest games that you had to give up for?
wow. Probably championship games.
Okay.
Big games against like top teams, in
Mm-hmm.
the state. I would say
Were there any hard challenges within the city?
no.
Nah, y'all pretty much went through them.
It was
They
yeah,
pretty much went through them. Nah.
but a few
Easy work.
teams. I feel like were a little challenging.
The tournaments, the state.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Now, is there any state, any team that you faced in the state tournament that, kind of like you always kind of kept your eye on them?
Mercy, definitely.
Mercy.
We came up short. I was out for that game with an injury, so they still fought hard, but we ended up beating them in the regular season by a point. So we already knew it was going to be a game.
Oh, so I knew that was going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, did you have to play? Did you struggle with Mercy all the way, like every year?
Yeah.
It was kind of like
actually.
a challenge. Okay.
Because I think they beat us. It was always back and forth. Like they beat us one year, we beat them the next.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Ah,
Yeah, my freshman year we beat them. They beat us sophomore year.
okay.
Then we beat them again junior, senior year.
Wow. Now for the
And then they
championship?
beat us. No, like
For
regular
just
season.
regular season?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, how many losses would you say?
From this season, we went 23-2.
23-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, but overall, like your losses mainly against Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy and Northwest Catholic, who we lost to in regular season.
Wow. So y'all lost to like some Some
They
good
were the
programs.
number one team. Yeah, it was a good game, but
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how would you say the team's camaraderie progressed over time, from year to year?
With different players coming in, I just feel like building the trust with everybody.
Okay.
Just having confidence within each other is key because that's how, most teams build that special bond relationship with each other.
What impact would you say that you have on your teammates?
Just trying to be vocal on the court, communicating, not being nervous to play.
Right.
I feel like those are the big things.
Now, a lot of times when we have like great teams, kind of like dynasty type teams, a lot of times they say like their practices was like better than some of the games. Did you guys have that experience too with some hard fought practices?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Because, some games were, like, we won by a lot. So, like,
Yeah.
the practice before, we just had to make sure we were still mentally focused, even though the team we were playing wasn't that good. But, we would still run a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Condition really hard, so.
That's important too, because you want to still be able to have that same energy from the first quarter to the last quarter.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like great teams are able to do that, keep that going from the first five to the next group that's coming in. They all got that energy and that intensity, so that's great.
Yeah.
So now, as you obviously defense is that's your thing. But what would you say are some of the intangibles that you added to your buckets of your basket of skills that you have?
I would say my ball handling has gotten a little better over the
Okay.
years. My passing is another thing. I feel like I have a high level of like IQ. So, finding my players, trying to get them involved really to find ways for them to score too. I feel like I've gotten better.
Nice. Now, in the event of you guys are playing against a Mercy or like one of the harder fought teams, are you that player to kind of like settle everybody down to regroup if it's if the team's going on the run, or if it's just kind of like a dogfight back and forth? And a lot of times, our jitters can get the best of us, or just the moment can be so high. Are you that player that can kind of settle everybody in, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I notice that we're playing faster than we should, I just have to tell everyone just slow it down a
Slow
little.
down,
Like,
slow
it's
it down.
okay. It'll be first quarter still.
Yes.
Like, we have 3 quarters left. So.
Right. Oh, and it'll be the
Yeah.
first quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's key, too, because you can lose some players like that.
Yeah.
In terms of psyching themselves out or getting so fat, going so fast, next thing you know, you can mess up your confidence. So just kind of like sometimes you just got to take all right, let's wind it down. Take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Regain your composure. And a good leader is one that notices that within the team on the floor. I always say that, point guards and floor generals is just another addition. It's the coach on the floor. You got your coach on the bench. They
Yeah.
always screaming stuff at you, but that general, that's the coach on the floor. What would you say was your best game this year?
This year. Okay. I had a few good
What was
games.
that? What was
but-
that?
Okay, yeah. Springfield. We played at the Hoop Hall Classic. We
man.
played Springfield Central. Yeah. That game went into overtime. That was a pretty good game. But I think that was one of my best games. Ended up getting MVP.
You got MVP?
But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Had a lot of steals. I think I ended up with 24 points. But then, like she said, St. Paul
St. Paul.
dropped a 40-piece on them.
Oh, you got a 40 piece in there.
Yeah, I did not expect that. And I think I had like 10 steals in that game. Triple-double?
Triple-double? 10 steals, 40 points?
Rebounds?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that's very impressive. And you're doing it in games that matter. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to do it in like a blowout win, but you're doing it in the game where
Yeah.
that matters.
And St. Paul, that's one of like our rivalry schools.
St. Paul?
We play them every year basically in the NBL championship. We beat
Okay.
them this year by probably like 2 points, I think.
Oh, wow.
But it was our third time seeing each other in the season. But it's always been like a good game every time we play each other.
Nice. What would you say is your worst game?
That's funny. Oh. I honestly don't know.
That means you didn't have one. You didn't have no bad game.
Oh, no, I probably did when I didn't play to my best potential. But
Seymour?
Seymour, yeah, because I was a little under the weather. So it was
Okay.
hard for me. I had to come out more than usual because I was trying to catch my breath a
Oh,
lot.
winded.
So, yeah, I'd probably say that game.
Seymour? Now, did you guys win? Well, obviously you guys won, but
We did, but it was a struggle.
it was a
I
struggle?
think we won by 2,
Oh, it
Yeah.
was a struggle.
but yeah, it was a little hard.
Shaniah, you capped off your high school career with 1,466 points.
Yeah.
Now, of those points scored, would you say that this year was your biggest scoring load? Would you
No, it was actually last year.
last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow. And you know, with that, you know, you guys playing the Hoop Hall Classic. That's like the big stage for high school.
Yeah.
And you got the win.
We did.
And
yes.
you got the MVP.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, this Waterbury now getting busy out there in Springfield.
Yeah.
What's your plans? You know, obviously you really did your thing on the high school circuit. What's your plans moving forward from here?
Yeah, so I committed to Holy Family University. It's in Philly. I'm actually really excited to get going with the players. The coaching staff is like very nice,
Yes.
supportive.
Yes.
All throughout the AAU process, they've just been there for me, so I'm excited. And I plan on majoring in sports marketing management.
Sports marketing management.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Not sure what I want to do with it yet, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
But at least you got a plan going in.
Yeah.
You know, that's key too. To have that plan and that insight going in on, you know, even if it sway a little bit, you still have an eye on what you want to do.
Yeah.
But again, I thank you for the tremendous year that you had.
Thank you.
And the, you know, obviously, you know, much success, you know, coming your way. For anybody in the crowd, do you guys have any questions for Shaniah?
What impact does community support have on you?
Definitely. I'm thankful for everybody who's there to support me all the time, watching me. You know, my biggest supporters, my parents, obviously. They come through for me like every time, every game, every year. So I'm thankful for the support. I think it contributes to my games too, how I play. I feel like I play with more energy when
Yeah.
I have more people there to see me. So, yeah.
So if you had this opportunity to choose the high school you're at, would you still choose the same high school, being in it for 4 years?
Yeah.
Why?
I would say the people that's been around me, my teammates, they've gotten me better over the years. As starting from a freshman year to senior year, I feel like I've grown a lot. You know, my communication skills, my skills on the court. So I feel like I've come a long way.
And then my next question is, for a coach like Rick Lombardo, how was it really for you being there for 4 years, hearing the stories, hearing the things, the nays, the yays, the highs, the lows? Let's hear that.
It's been good. You know, he's a good guy. Pretty successful program. So, yeah. And coaching staff is really good. So.
Would you say that he does a great job of push you to the point where he can get the most out of you?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Anyone else? Uh-oh.
What is the legacy you want to leave behind? When people think of Shaniah Howard, what do you want to come to mind?
Excellent.
Definitely the player who's always just willing to work hard no matter what. Every time I stepped on the floor, just always willing to give my best, 100% effort. Just being there for my teammates, being the leader, captain I am. Yeah.
Did you set all your goals? And were they met?
I think so. Yes. Left Holy Cross with a good season, I feel like. So, yeah.
Anybody else?
I have more of a comment. I'll have to say you're very humble and the way you compose yourself, like
Thank
a lot
you.
of people wouldn't think that you have all of these successes under
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of the running back family and the people that share this chair with us, or the space, I should say, we'd like to give a token of our appreciation.
Oh, thank you. This is nice.
But Shaniah, thank you, and I wish you the best, and good luck on your next journey.
Thank you so much.
All right, now.